Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. For the last episode, we it was I did do it yesterday, the 1st of December, but I had to post it the next day, which is today, December 2nd. So that sucks, but at least I was able to keep my word and do something, not kind of in private behind the scenes, but actually do a video of me doing art because I think I want to end this December, with me just dominating my artistic sort of realm. Anyway, so I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep this format, gray background, so it's not as painful to the eyes. And having this decided beforehand just helps me just jump into the artwork. So I already have a template of this. Also, I want to continue using I want to build on my method because in the last episode I talked about like the general idea of that episode was figuring out my process, and hopefully you like got a few things from that. But basically, starting off a drawing, an illustration with a LASSO fill tool. I'm gonna make a new one with a different opacity. We'll try 85. So I'm gonna bring that higher over here. I'm gonna hit D. It's my personal shortcut for the subtool. And we're gonna make this 85. So we're just gonna do some test stuff here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Not bad. Or you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Maybe we'll try. What happens if I use 90? Because I feel like a 90% opacity is a bit too strong. Like it just takes away so much. What if we find something in between 85, 87? So let's say we're sketching something here. You want to take stuff away. Okay, we're just doing a bunch of random strokes here. I want to see how fast I can go back and forth. You know what? I think we'll stick with 87. I think it seems a lot faster. I'll change the settings again. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'll rename it rather. So I was right, 87. So this LASSO fill tool has an 87% opacity. I'll delete this. So let me just show you what my reference is. So this is from an artist named I've already done the art review, but it's scheduled it's gonna come with this week. But it's there's this artist. So tomorrow it's gonna be like Masadaro something, and then AM, like Keto AM something. So this episode will be coming soon on the channel, but I think I'm gonna use this one as reference because I am trying to focus on one area, and right now I really want to be able to like I want to draw faces, anime style faces. So I don't really have a style yet, so I'm just gonna draw. The idea here is to sort of illustrate the faces that I admire. So here's how we're gonna do it. We'll lay in the massing, right? And I remember the first time doing this, it was an illustration of or a study of 2B from the Nier Automata anime. I mean, I know it's based on a game, but I know it from the anime. Or I've seen it more from the anime because I don't play games. I mean, I've had a PSP, but that's it. So because some of you do comment about like why I don't know certain like stuff, and I get it. It is kind of frustrating because when I look at artwork and I don't know where it is, but I've seen it before. It's because I don't really play games. Maybe when it comes to anime, I may know a little bit about it, but that's it. Right? So I do want to make this a little smaller because I feel like the head is taking too much space. I want to show a little bit of the body. So I'm going to resize that. So I think when you're trying to sketch something out, in my case, I mean, everyone has their own process, but for me, I just want to be a bit more free and loose. So right now, I'm thinking I'm just thinking mass. Just laying down the mass of stuff, like where things are roughly at, like the silhouette. It's not even a strong silhouette. It's like a general. I just think blobs. And that's it. And it's sort of once I have something sort of there, then it's just a matter of going back and forth, adding things, subtracting things, stuff like that. So I know the hair is kind of like this because the character has dark skin. So in this case, I wanna do this. So I know the eye is somewhere. Like I want to be able to put no and sort of ingrain in my body or in my hand where the eyes are usually are at. Because I think doing this is important. Doing studies because or copying is because you're trying to train your hand to know the movements of something. Because once your hand knows what to do, once it has done something so much, it's gonna be easy for you to like create stuff from imagination. Because you're just sort of letting your hand take over, and once in a while you're just interfering or adjusting, right? But for the most part, your hand has like its own memory, and you want to simply take advantage of all of that, right? And whenever you're doing this, I know I won't be able to figure everything out. Meaning, I won't, like, after this session, it's not like I'm going to be a master of drawing, like, faces and stuff like that. Like, these things will take time. But each drawing I make, each stroke I make, it's going to ingrain a certain something, and it's going to add up and compound over time. That's the idea anyway. Hopefully it works. But I do think it works. Because it makes sense. And whenever I can draw something from imagination, it's usually because I've drawn that thing so many times. Like I don't even think about it. I think when you can doodle something, for example, when you can talk while doing it, I think that's when something or a subject has been totally or pretty much ingrained in your like body. It's kind of like, cooking when you're talking to someone on the phone. Like, do you even think about it? I mean, maybe you're thinking about where to like hold the phone. Should it be like should you wear your headphone Bluetooth, or should you like hold your phone? But that's pretty much it. Like, you've already sort of ingrained like the steps. So notice how I'm just using black and white for this one. Or sorry, I'm not color picking. I'm just using one tool, the LASSO fill tool, and I'm switching between black and a transparent color. Or is it a color? But that's it. So I think that's a good sort of lay in, right? So what's our time? The real time version of this is 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes. So this is a pretty simple sketch. Let me work a little bit on the color thing here. So we got that in check, right? So I think it's easy and kind of fun to sketch with the LASSO fill tool. So far in my process, I think it's the thing that has given me, first of all, it's fun, but also the most sort of diversity. Like, I can do a lot with it, like lines, big shapes. I can erase by just switching to the transparent version of the thing. So I can erase really like small stuff, or I can erase like an entire like face, right? So let's say I'm satisfied with this sort of basic initial. Let me just fix this up. I want to make it a little cleaner. So let's do this. There you go. Like that. Ooh. And I think adding the opacity, when I use it for like erasing or adding stuff, it just adds a bit of that extra layer of values without really focusing on values. It just makes it look more natural and more like diverse instead of just a pure black and white, right? So let me do a little bit of the eyes here. So let's do this. Let's erase some of this. Right? And whenever you're doing your sketches, it's always going to be rough in the beginning. So let's say this is my sketch. I'll call this the sketch, or, BW meaning black and white, although it's not really white, but you get the point. Sketch. Oh, we'll just say LASSO. right? Lasso sketch. By the way, I have some coffee here. So based on the last video I did or last session, I know I'm going to try doing this. I'm going to hit a new layer, but I'm going to make it a clipping mask. Or sorry, a clipping layer, right? Or a clipped layer. And I'm going to go to my brushes and I'm going to just paint over the blacks, right? The dark ones. So wait, should I make it? Let me just show you. This may be easier. I'll make a new layer. I'll make it white. How about that? I like starting with gray because it's not too blinding. So we'll just lock this maybe so we won't paint over it. We'll go to my clipping and this one as well, the original layer. So we're in the clipping layer, meaning we're just gonna paint over the blacks for this one. We're gonna go to maybe we'll use some flat brushes here. We'll try flat 0 or flat 1. So I know the skin is sort of a brown, but brown is pretty much red, right? But just less saturated, kind of like this. Oh, it's a bit too. See that? So that's the skin, right? So that's we're erasing here. Oh, let's make the eraser a little larger. Oh, by the way, I like it when you can just hold the eraser, or I'm just holding the second button here for the eraser, so I'm not like I don't have to click it. I can just hold the button. I've tried this in Photoshop, but it doesn't seem to work. I'm not sure if I'm getting something wrong or if it's just that way, but I know the ear is also brown. For the black stuff here around the hair, I'm gonna click this. Oh shit. I'm gonna hit this color. Maybe a darker gray. And make that my line. Right? We're applying some of the stuff we've seen. A lot of artists do this where they leave the line, but instead of just leaving it black, they'll make the color very close to the hair. Or and to the thing they're encompassing. Ooh, big word. Encompassing. Okay, so for the shirt thing over here, we have it's kind of like a gray, like this, right? Okay, I think we can go with this. So we'll call this. We'll just say color, right? Or base color. I don't know, base color. Base. Or just fuck it, just say color. Color. So what can we do next? Because whenever if there are some mistakes here or things we want to adjust, we can just do it on top of all of this. I don't really plan on going like back to previous layers to fix stuff. I just want to develop a system where I can just go step by step and just be mostly confident with each step. So I can just keep moving forward, right? So now we have color. What else should we do? Oh, I think we can make a new layer. I'll make that a clipping layer again. Wait, is it called a clipping mask or a clipping layer? Or a clipping layer. Okay, a clipped layer below. So a clipping layer. We're gonna do some. Wait, let me just do this. I see a little bit of blue. Blue, but it's a dark blue. It's from the tie. I think it's the tie of this person or a ribbon. But that's it. Oh, we'll call this one flat because I think we're just focusing on like there's no rendering here. We'll just say flat for this one. And this one's also another flat, but this one is for the tie flat. So what's next? Are we done with the flats? So I'll make a new layer. So what do we do with this? Remember, we're figuring things out as we go. But hopefully we, over time, we get a bit more proficient doing this. So I think I want to go to some... Should I use this? Oh, I know. We're going to do like some shadows. I'll make a clipping layer of that thing again. So I'm clipping this layer to the lasso sketch layer. I'll say shadow. So I'm going to click this. Or maybe a gray. How about just a gray? Set that to multiply. I know some people do that. I don't fully know why, but we'll just go with that. Maybe we'll make it a bit blue or I don't know. Or maybe like purple. You know what? Fuck it. Let's keep it simple. Let's not overwhelm ourselves here. So this one, and a little bit in the eyes for some reason. Oh yeah, this person, the character they're illustrating has some eye bags. So they're kind of a tired person, right? So the white is supposed to be a little closer, but we'll go with that. So this one, we're gonna make it lighter a little bit. What's cool is you can study stuff very quickly if the thing you have I'll show you. If the thing you have is a sketch, but because it's a sketch, they've already simplified it a lot. So there are things you may be curious about, but you can't understand it because they've taken those things away. So that's kind of the downside. Yes, it's cool that it's simple, meaning you can break it down easier and you can study things faster. But if you do want to like study something from it, it's gonna be a little harder. Come on. So that's the shadow, just the basics one, the basic one anyway. So we'll do this. This one here, maybe something here. Alright, we can always fix up the edges as we go further. So I'll make a new layer, and we'll say I'll clip it again, and I'll say light. Although for this piece, it doesn't have much light anyway, so we'll just say color dodge. I don't know if it's necessary. Oh my god, I think that was too much. Or is that even, maybe just lighten? Or you know what, it could be like a normal thing, it doesn't matter, it just has to be like a lighter color. So this, but just like, you know what, it looks kind of yellow, so we'll do this. Right? And then, oh, I think these are the basics. I do see some extra hues in the hair, but I think that's more of an after effect. So once we have like the full sketch fixed up, somewhat done, then we can go in and add some extra hues. Because I don't think that's essentially fundamental. So I'm going to make a new layer. So this is like the first pass maybe. We'll just group all of this. We'll say pass 1 or a big step 1 or phase 1. Right? Ooh. I encourage you to do this so you will, and you track your layers so you know, so you can go back to your process, or you can record yourself as well. So my time now in real time is 21:58. So we're at 22 minutes. Okay. Let's do a thumbnail sketch or thumbnail view. By the way, even at this view, it already looks kind of good. So if we zoom out, right, it looks pretty good. Come on. Obviously, we need to fix this up, make it look even better, but at least we have something going for ourselves here. So we're going to do the second phase now. Oh shit. We'll put this in a group called phase 2. I have no idea what phase 2 is, but right now I'm thinking, it may be the paint over, right? I think that's a common way of doing something. So we'll use a more opaque brush over here to sort of fix up the edges. Should I use a marker brush or something? We'll say the marker round. I want to see if this one is a little like opaque, or for example, if I hit select white here. Oh, this one has a little bit of opacity. So maybe it's great for like shading, but to fill up something, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to go for a brush, a big brush. Maybe this one. See that? So now we have a little more texture. And that brush spacing, if you zoom in, there's a little bit of brush spacing. It adds that sort of natural texture. Or the natural... it makes it look natural. Because it's not too... The edges aren't too clean. It breaks off a little bit. So I do like that look. Now with this kind of style, it's not going to be super clean. And the reason why... Oh, let me just do this. And the reason why is... We're not doing something that's clean. Jeez, what? Meaning I can't go back. It's a very direct approach. Because I know artists who are very sort of like bold with their... Sorry, not bold, but they like organizing their layers a lot. I'm not going to be one of those. So we'll just draw this one. This one is missing. Now I could go back to the original thing, but I'm not going to do that because, yeah, so basically it's a bit more, it's going to be chaotic a little bit, But so for this part of the face, I do know this one lighter, but the eye less saturated, sorry, but a bit darker. So I know for this part of the hair, it's gonna be more like this. Okay, I'll try not blend. I'll try not blending too much right now. I think we're gonna focus on just fixing things up, and maybe we'll use a little bit of a smaller brush here to sort of help us define some edges or some missed edges. So I do see a little bit of a white, but it's blue, kind of like this. Like the eyes are a bit like it does a little bit of that bluish tint to it. Dark. Make the brush a little smaller. Look at how far I am from the canvas. Like I'm not zoomed in. So I think it just helps me. Like seeing this in this big picture view, it's a little easier for me. And it helps you save a lot of time. So this. Let's make the brush smaller again. And I'm gonna do this. Oops. Darker maybe. Oh, I know, it goes like this. I'm struggling here a little bit with the eye, but see, this is why you have to pick a somewhat simple subject, because it may look easy, but once you start doing it, essentially you want to build up to more complex stuff over time. So just be aware of where you are at the moment. Right now, I think this is a good enough challenge for me. I'm really struggling with the eyes here. How do I do like the lighter browns? Maybe this has to be like darker or something. I don't even know. Oh, I know. Let's just skip that because I think I'm focusing too much on that. We'll define a little bit of the edge here. So this is that pseudo line work I tend to talk about, or it's something we notice with a lot of these artists. They do try to embolden like a line. It's not like they essentially paint the line in. So, oh shit, I think I was trying to blend. See, that's the issue. And this is something that will happen. Like you don't know what to do because you don't have a process. So don't be like surprised when you're kind of all over the place, because this is a time for you to figure stuff out. So just go with the flow and just see what happens. So we'll click this gray. I wanna. Oops. So let's check. Let's flip it. Zoom out. It's kind of okay. The eyes are fucked up. Okay. I feel like I want to adjust something. So we're still on that one layer, I guess. I'm going to hit... Okay. I think I want to paint over a little more. I could use the liquify tool, but I think maybe I need a different brush for this. I don't know. So we'll try a heavy. It's basically a lot more bolder because I really want to fill in the shapes very quickly. Oh, it gets really thin here, but it gets quite thick over here. And make it a tad lighter. Then we'll do a little bit of this. Bring some of that color over there. Some pseudo line work. Yeah. Ooh. Ugh. Is it okay? Oh, I know. I want to paint over this. I could just erase, but it's not. It's a... We have to paint over it this time. Because we're no longer in the lasso layer. Right? So with this look, it is gonna look a little like mixed media-ish. I want to go back here. Like you see different kinds of brush strokes and stuff like that. Different textures here and there. So I'm gonna hit W. Whoopsie daisy. Or I'm not sure what that did, but I wanna... Nah. Because I wanna try and select the... So I wanna hit select and then... Oh, Shift C. I think that's my shortcut, guys. So we'll Shift C. Select this one. Did not do shit. Shift C. Let's say 25. What the fuck? Let's say 10. Fuck. I want to try hitting just the browns. Oh, was that too much? How about 20? Ugh, Jesus. This is so frustrating. How do you deselect? Okay, Jesus, mother of... Okay, this is over. I'll make it smaller. 15. Ugh, jeez. I want to be able to select the brown. That's my intention. Fuck it. Let's go with this. I'll make a new layer. So I need to master how to learn how to use that gamut thingy. I think in Photoshop it's called color range. So check it out. I essentially wanted to make the skin a little lighter and more even. I don't want to make it too clean because I think it has, and it looks good if there's a little bit of dirt or imperfections there, but excuse me. So there, we're gonna go back to the lips. No, I think the lips were a bit too much. Protrudes out a little bit. And then there's this. Sorry. Not L, but I want to add some saturation there. More of a yellow. Sorry. Coffee. Okay. I feel like I want to get the eyes right for some reason. Oh, I know. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Just fill this up. The shadows need to be worked a little bit on this one. There you go. Oh, I lost the shadowy part in this area. Let's make it a little, just a tad bit lighter. Yeah, I want to fix up the eyes. I think there's some kind of, excuse me, there's some kind of like shadow under the eye. A lighter brown. It's interesting that the color of the eye is not even like white. I have a very sort of basic understanding of like the thing around the pupil is white. That's kind of my mentality. Very basic, right? And then I know the eye dot is somewhere there. Am I correct? A little bit. Maybe it would benefit me if I was a little closer now. So both of this combined. Look at that. So we have like the initial phase 1, lasso plus flats. Phase 2, paint over. I think this is the paint over phase. I think this is good. Like it doesn't need more. Maybe we can fix up the eye. Shit, the roof over the eye. Jeez, I do that for the eyebrow. No, that's different. Where am I? Somewhere. I'll make a new layer just to be safe because I don't trust myself. But again, guys, look at how. Hopefully, you can see the webcam. Look at how far I'm zoomed in or zoomed out. I'm seeing the whole canvas. So I think it just helps save time that way. Somewhere over the rainbow, I see the light. Do you like my singing? Talent. You know, I feel like I was meant for more. Or, well, I'm saying it wrong. I feel like I'm special. That's what I'm saying. Now, maybe that's just the delusions of grandeur, whatever, but I don't know. I've always felt different. Of course, that's what everyone says. Main character syndrome. But it's true, though. You know the president? Or the prime minister? Trudeau? Woo! Oh my god, Jesus. Like, you call that a joke? Hopefully some of you got it. And I like how some of the parts are they're just I like seeing big brush strokes. For example, this whole shape thing right here, even though there's no painting in there, I just like seeing that. It just looks so freaking cool. I know. We'll make a new layer again, but this time I may put this in a third phase. I don't even know. Fuck it, we'll put it there. I want to find a brush. Maybe a pen, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to stick with some kind of marker. I think marker A. Because it's kind of like a brush, but it's a bit more... Wait, I can't even see the color. Can you see it? Can I see it? Okay, I think this is the one. I feel like I can. It looks somewhat painterly, but wait, let me change the lines. I just want to make sure it's a gray, a dark gray. Yeah, me likey, right? Oh, sweet the sound. Look at look at Kawaii, kawaii. Oh, by the way, some of you mentioned that there's like two kawais. There's kawaii like it's not one kawaii because I was thinking that word would change depending on the context, or the meaning of that word would change depending on the context. But apparently, again, I'm just reading the comments here. Like there's kawaii like cute. That's one word, but there's also like kawaii or kawaii. That's like scary or afraid. So you tell me. Regardless, it does sound similar. So yeah, it totes sounds similar, right? So yeah. You are oh shit. So I guess I'm gonna have to paint over it. Because I'm kind of in my own layer right now. Oh. Hopefully you're learning something. And hopefully this maybe you can try if you don't know what to do, try out. It doesn't have to be this method, but I don't know, if you're trying to find your style or whatever, spend some time and make sure you do the whole layering thing just in case you want to. Now maybe you're more of a one layer kind of person. Usually I think I'm more of a one layer person, but if I'm gonna go into this anime game, I need to learn how to like have some kind of process aside from just doing everything in one layer, because I think it's gonna be more efficient and you can handle more complex drawings this way. So, I gotta adapt. I gotta learn. And besides, it's not like I'm totally forgetting like how to be direct, because I'm doing it right now. It's just doing it in my own way, where I have some kind of a layer management system, but at the same time, I'm still sort of being direct, right? There you go. Oh, see that? Oh, yeah. I do see why. See that it's like pseudo. It's not a real line work. You're kind of adding it after that you've done some painting, but it just adds a little bit of that authority, right? Especially when it comes to obviously edges. This one's a little soft. Let's make it darker. Like, yeah, make it speak, make it work. Zaddy. So we'll try this one. We'll do a Terminator line. I want to add some like, make it a little orange or something. A bit of saturation, but a bit darker. Oh, you know what? I think I want some reds. How about that? Oh, see that? Keep it light. Keep it demure. Oh shit. Am I an artist? Let me just fix up the eyebrows a little bit here. There's no white in this area. These are remaining like lasso thingies. So I want to get rid of that. Sing grace, how sweet the sound. I've always wanted to sing, but I just don't have the voice for it. Can singing be taught? I mean, obviously you can learn anything, but I think there are, because if you've ever heard of someone, especially if you were like really young, and someone of your age sing, and like you can just tell, oh shit, I'm not them. like instantly, you don't even question that you have like a skill issue. But it's just one of those things. Hey, at least I'm doing art. We all have our own space, I guess. So at least I have this. Is it cope? A little bit, but who gives a fuck? Well, and I don't want to use too many lines as well. I want to be a bit minimalistic about it. Meaning, if I can do it in like one stroke, then I'll do it in one stroke. Right? I know that doesn't apply for all activities. Okay, I'm trying to be funny, but sometimes it just forgive me. Forgive me. Yeah. Oh shit. We'll make it this gray. A little darker. I like it dark. Honey guy. See that? Ooh, it's like a fish. I'm a little yellow fish in the deep blue sea. Hopefully some of you have seen that show. It's a very dark show, but it's like very cute. I'm a little yellow fish in the deep blue. Did the microphone peak? Sorry. I kind of heard it peak a little bit. Somebody help me. Like this marker brush can be used, I guess, for painting as well because it's kind of, it can go to a very like opaque level. Look at let's use this one a little bit. Oh. See, it doesn't for this stage, it doesn't even change the thumbnail as much anymore. Or this or the main, they're more like enhancements, like final touches basically. I'm gonna go back to the eye because I feel like it should be worked on a little more. So the pupil is actually a bit, oh shit. It's just under the shadow. And then this dark thing over here is a bit more. So we'll just make this a little thicker. And then we'll paint the lash outside. Kind of protruding out. How far does it go? Kind of like that. We'll get rid of this like white thingies. We'll do some. So you can tell I'm having some trouble with the details. So if we do see some like lines protruding out a little bit, maybe we'll make this a little darker. But I think I'm adding too many lines here, but right, I think that's enough. Yep, I think I'll stop here. It's not perfect, but I think it's a good sketch, a good study. And I think I know a little bit more about what I could do for future like projects in regards to my like process. So just an overview. Let's just quickly go. I'm just fixing this. So we have, let's just go back. So we have phase 1. So let's just remove all the colors here. So we start out with a lasso sort of sketch, lasso fill. And then we're just, we're not selecting colors, selecting everything. We're just either putting in some blacks. By the way, the lasso fill has some opacity, so that's why you see some grays here. So we're basically adding either black or just a transparent color, right? So we have boom. Then we add the skin, all in one layer, the flats of the clothing, the skin, the hair a little bit. And even some of the like the lines or pseudo lines here. We add another flat for like the tie. It could have been done on the same layer, but whatever. Some shadows, as you can see. And then I added a bit of like light. That was the only light thing that I added. And then the next phase was or is the paint over. Right? So let me just hide these and show you one by one. The main paint over. Fixing up those edges, cleaning up the silhouette. Jesus. Oh yeah, I did recolor this whole like skin thing. Oh yeah, the color gamut or the color range for Photoshop, a color gamut for Clip Studio Paint. Basically, I want to be able to select the color properly. I need to figure that out, and because I wanted to fix these sorts of areas where it's kind of messy, so I did that, and then. This one, not much of a change there. I could have done it on the same layer, but the last two layers are more like refinement because you don't really see a big change in the silhouette or any major shapes being like adjusted. Wait, I feel like, let's just do this. There you go. Because it looks like they were kind of angry, right? So I think the last two layers, let me just select these two. Hide. See, it doesn't change the silhouette as much, but it just cleans. It's more of a cleanup thing. But it's still part of the phase 2 or paint over. So that's my process for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully I've helped you in some way in terms of figuring out this process. I'm not sure what to title this video. But oh yeah, it was about picking like a simple reference or something. So you can like focus on, like this is something I can handle. Like real time right now we're at 59 minutes. Going on 1 hour. Obviously when I post this there's gonna be some cuts. So it won't take too long, but and this is a good 1 hour study. So hopefully this video helped in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!